everybody, it's Tracy here with another view from Tracy's Point, and we are about to recap Married to Medicine Season 4, Episode 11, which was titled Coconut Bras and Brawls. So it's part 3 of Dr. Simone and Cecil's 20th wedding anniversary celebration in Hawaii. And I don't know about you guys, but I am so ready for this trip to end. I don't know what to do. I mean, seriously, who takes their friends to Hawaii to celebrate? But all they've done since they've been there is like couples therapy. And I'm sure that this is not what the other couples signed up for. And I mean, there's been some moments of fun time, but for the most part, it's like, come on, let's get this over with already. So the show opens with Dr. Heavenly, and she's helping Dr. Damon pack for his return home. So I guess like Darren couldn't get there because of work, Dr. Damon now has to leave because of work. And so as he's leaving, Dr. Darren is actually finally arriving. And so he shows up with his arm in a sling, and he can't really tell Lisa how he injured it. But I'm going to take a wild guess and say that when Darren told his side chick that he was tired of Lisa calling and begging him to come to Hawaii, that some kind of tussle ensued where she may have possibly been trying to grab Darren by the arm and pull him back and keep him from leaving. But Darren, said he had to go, and so something happened. That's what I'm going with, is that he had a tussle with another woman about him getting on that plane leaving, and that's what caused whatever happened to his arm. So it's the last day of the trip, finally, and Dr. Simone has planned this really nice breakfast for the ladies, and she lets them know that the all-white party that they're supposed to have later that day is actually going to be a surprise vow renewal ceremony, and that she wants each of the ladies to participate. So I think that's a really cute idea. But not everybody's husband is there, so is that kind of like really fair? And then considering all that Dr. Jackie is going through, is like, how much more torture can she take with all these, these little things that they have planned that include, the couples working on their relationships when her man isn't there. And granted, they didn't know Curtis wasn't going to be there when they were planning all this, but just show a little empathy for what Dr. Jackie's going through. So Dr. Simone lets the ladies know that Dr. Heavenly will be performing the ceremony, and Lisa Nicole is like, Jesus, take the wheel. And so Mariah says that when she renews her vows, that she wants her and Dr. Aiden to be there with their family. So she doesn't want to participate because I guess their first ceremony, or when they first got married, none of his family showed up, and she said something about, he had 5 siblings and all of his siblings were in arranged marriages. And then when he showed up with this black woman and her, and a baby, that I guess they weren't too happy about that. And we learned in the first season that Mariah's daughter actually is not Aiden's daughter, even though she grew up believing that, that he was her dad. So I know a lot of people, on Twitter and everything thought that Mariah was being petty by saying that, she wasn't going to participate in the renewal. But I kind of understand where she's coming from, because vow renewal is a very serious thing for some people, and not just something that you wake up in the morning and decide that you're going to do because everybody else is doing. And, would you want any of these women presiding over your vow renewal service? So I don't think you would. And so in that aspect, I do kind of understand where Mariah was coming from. So Dr. Heavenly decides that Quad and Mariah need to talk through their differences. And Mariah asks the ladies to allow her and Quad to work out their differences in private, because she's not apologizing to Quad again. And then we get like this little flashback of all the times that she has apologized to Quad, and I guess Quad didn't accept her apology. So Quad responds on 10 as usual, and I was sitting there thinking, like, if she don't stop taking off them damn glasses and putting them back on and swinging her hair and just all with the theatrics as usual. And it's like, I just can't deal with her because she's just so overly dramatic. But Dr. Simone wants to know what it's going to take to bridge the gap, but Quad pretty much says that she's done with the whole situation. We catch up with the guys and they are about to go paddle boarding. Of course, Dr. Darren can't participate, because his arm is injured, but the others give it a shot. And in his confessional, Cecil says that, he really likes when it's just the guys because, they don't have all the drama and the stuff that the ladies are going through, that they can just, be men and hang out together and have a good time. And so when they were out there in that water, all I could say was, Lord help Dr. Eugene and Dr. Greg, because I don't think those paddle boards were ready for all of that coming on top of it. But of course they fell off. But the guys looked like they were having a good time. So they're at the bar, after they finished the paddleboarding excursion, and the guys, they want to ask Darren, what really happened to his arm. And so we know when Lisa asked what happened to the arm, he claimed it happened at work, although he couldn't tell her exactly what happened. But then he tells the guys, I think he said he was playing basketball when he hurt his arm. And I'm like, okay. So when they're in the confessionals, Cecil says he doesn't understand how Darren couldn't get off from work, to come to the trip when everybody else left. But then he shows up with his arm in a sling. Like, how is he treating patients in the ER with only one arm? And then Dr. Eugene says that after Darren said he couldn't get off from work and then missed the flight and then somehow injured his arm, he pretty much stopped listening to him. And Toya was like, he must have thought that the guys were Lisa and was going to buy the BS that he was telling them, but he was sadly mistaken. So Darren says that Lisa called him and told him that everyone was ganging up on her, about why he wasn't there. And he says that he had to check Lisa about arguing with the women and saying things out of anger, about their husbands. And Dr. Eugene says that he talked to Toya, but he can't guarantee that she is actually going to listen to him and stop, being so mean and hateful. And so all the guys agree that, they're going to talk to their wives and, lay down the law and let them know that their behavior is unacceptable. And so I'm thinking we'll see how that works out for all of them except for Darren, because we know that Darren runs Lisa. Lisa's going to do whatever Darren tells her to do. It's finally time for the surprise lookbook photo shoot redo. And I'm happy to see that Mariah was there because, like I said in my previous recap, if they didn't let Mariah come, I was going to be very upset. So Quad, tells the ladies to bear if they dare. And she has like some parrots there, and they had some coconut shell bras and grass skirts that they could put on for the photo shoot. And I think most of them did participate. And I think actually when Toya got in the water, she was topless altogether and just had some sand covering her boobs and everything. And I think Janice might have took all her clothes off too. And and I really like Janice. She's just very calm, cool, and collect. And I hope they don't bring her back next season and have her acting the fool. So Dr. Simone is distracting Dr. Jackie until the ladies get everything set up. And these two start talking about, the renewal ceremony. And Dr. Jackie, asked Simone what would she do if Cecil doesn't want to do the renewal ceremony. And Dr. Simone said that she would run if he said that he didn't want to do it. And then they start imitating Dr. Heavenly, and how she's going to be acting when she's doing the officiating. But overall, Dr. Simone says that, the reason she asked Dr. Heavenly to do it is because Dr. Heavenly really is trying to change and she is showing some progress. So I guess this was her way of rewarding her for her hard work that she's doing on herself. And so they arrive at the beach for the shoot, and Dr. Jackie, she's overcome with emotion for the gesture that, the ladies would do this for her. And the photo shoot was actually really cute. And, like I said, Janice ain't playing. I think she wants to be in a starring role come next season. So maybe we can get Lisa off the show so her and Darren can go make their baby, or maybe get Mariah off the show since she doesn't really want to be a part of the group. And then they can give Janice her starting role. And what do they call it on this show? Because I know on the Housewives of Atlanta, the ladies get a peach if they're in a starring role. But what do they get on Married to Medicine if they're in a starring role? Y'all let me know in the comments below if you know the answer to that question. So, like I said, Mariah doesn't want to be a part of the group, and she's being standoffish, and so the ladies have to convince her to participate. And then I'm thinking maybe she didn't want to participate because she, has that boot on her foot, and she was kind of feeling insecure that the other ladies, were out there with the grass skirts on and their bikinis, and they were in the water and stuff, and she wasn't able to do that. So I'm gonna give her a pass once again, for acting the way that she's acting. But when she finally did, decide to go ahead and go along with the photo shoot, they put a parrot on her arm, and right as the lady was about to take her picture, the damn parrot shitted on her arm. I'm like, sorry about that, Mariah, but your negative energy probably brought that on you. But Toya says she needs a copy of that picture. It's time for the vow renewal service, and we get a glimpse of the ladies preparing, and Dr. Simone lets Jackie know, how much it means to her that she's there to share that moment, with her, and that, she's kind of sad that Curtis isn't there. They're like, you can tell that they are really close friends in real life, and Simone's getting dressed and Jackie's steaming out the wrinkles out of her dress, things that real friends do for each other. And so the ladies all come out carrying these blown up pictures from their wedding day that was supposed to be placed on these easels that were lining the walkway leading up to where they were going to actually do the ceremony. But, it was too windy, so they had to put and I think they were like 16 by 20 or maybe 24 by 20. So they had to like lean them up against the easels. And so the fellas walk out and their wives are standing by their pictures. And let's just pause for a minute and say that we're going to pretend like Dr. Simone didn't tell the ladies about the surprise renewal service just that morning. So of course, I'm trying to figure out how she got those pictures. So it's not like she knew these ladies when they actually got married and was at their weddings to have these pictures. And if she asked them for the pictures ahead of time, like wouldn't they have asked her why she needed the pictures? But anyway, that's just me overthinking things. So, once again, poor Jackie, all the ladies were told to stand next to their wedding pictures as the guys came out. And then the guys were supposed to go and stand next to their spouses. But of course, Jackie was there all by herself, standing next to her picture of her and Curtis. And, she was really looking sad and kind of down in the dumps. And I'm just thinking this had to be a horrible trip for Jackie, which lets me know she is truly Simone's friend, because most people wouldn't have been able to handle the pressure. So, once again, Mariah, why does everybody have on white or either off-white, but Mariah, she has on this beige lace dress. It was a cute dress, but the attire was to be white. It was an all-white party, Mariah. So, she's just making it hard, to kind of stay in her corner and empathize with what she's going through. The ceremony itself, though, was really nice, and Cecil, he had a surprise of his own. He's gotten Dr. Simone a new wedding ring, and it was really some beautiful bling bling that he put on her finger. And Dr. Simone claimed that she was going to give Cecil some later that night when they got back in the room, but we all know that that probably did not happen. So Dr. Heavenly, after she performs the renewals, the vow renewal for Cecil and Simone, she calls each one of the couples up, starting with Jackie. And so she shares some reflections for Simone, for her and Curtis, even though Curtis wasn't there. So next up was Lisa, Nicole, and Darren. And Lisa was already on ready, as she was saying in the confessional, like, if Dr. Heavenly say some off-the-wall stuff to us, I am going to let her have it. But it was sort of a kind of like an emotional moment, because you could tell that Dr. Heavenly, her voice was breaking, and then Lisa Nicole was crying. And then for some reason, Darren wanted to take the mic and start talking about, him and Lisa have 11 more years to go before they reach 20 years. But, he's looking forward to all of them with her. And I'm thinking, Darren, don't be getting her hopes up like you're going to be, like you're going to get some get right, to make her happy so y'all can make it, those next 11 years. When Quad and Dr. Greg were called up, Quad took the microphone, standing up telling lies about how she's going to give Dr. Greg a baby. And there's no doubt that out of all the couples, that Toya and Dr. Eugene's love for each other is probably the realest of them all. You know, even though Toya be getting on my nerves, you know, with the whole money issue, I do like the what do you call it? I can't think of the word I want to use, but I like, you know, her and Dr. Eugene together, because you can tell that they're on the same level with each other. So afterwards, Lisa and Dr. Heavenly come together, and, you know, they're all red-eyed and snot-nosed and everything, like they had been crying. And Lisa apologizes for calling her an alcoholic, and Dr. Heavenly accepts her apology. And then Darren, you know, he intercedes. And so I guess Darren really did put his foot down with Lisa and tell her enough is enough, because I am pretty sure he forced her to apologize to Dr. Heavenly. So speaking of putting their foot down, Curtis isn't playing with Dr. Jackie. And so when she gets back home, he is locked, loaded, and ready to deal with her going on that trip without him. And I just don't know what to say about their whole situation. You know, on one hand, I truly understand where he's coming from. But dang it, man, like Dr. Jackie is so kind and so nice, and I just really hate how he's coming at her so hard. And then I'm thinking, as they were talking, Curtis said that he went to church, and when he came back, Dr. Jackie had left for that trip. Now, Dr. Jackie, when your man was up getting ready to go to church, didn't you know that y'all had a flight to catch? So why didn't you say to him, Curtis, are we not going on the trip? Like, what are you getting ready to do? That you know you was wrong for that, Dr. Jackie. But I really do feel sorry for Dr. Jackie. And I think that, you know, she really just needs to open up and tell Curtis that she changed her mind and that she really wants to have a baby, and that is what is going to make the difference in their relationship. And then I don't understand how Curtis, did I call him a doctor a minute ago? If I did, I apologize. But I don't understand how Curtis works with kids, but he doesn't want to have a kid. Like, what is that all about? But I think they both need to really sit down and listen to what each other is saying, and they both are going to have to compromise on some issues. And I think, Curtis, you're going to have to compromise and let Jackie have that baby. And I'm thinking that, you know, if you're the man that you think you are, even though you don't think you want a baby, I think that you will be a good father to a baby and to some child who needs a home. And then on the flip side, Dr. Jackie, you need to compromise and stop working so hard and act like you really want your marriage to survive. So I'm going to be praying for you guys, because I really do like you two together. The show ends with Lisa, Nicole, and Mariah going for a day at the spa, because they said that trip to Hawaii was so stressful that they need another vacation to recuperate, or at the very least a day of relaxation. So what I couldn't understand was Mariah, you know, bringing all the dirt on Quad back up again, you know, stuff that had already been talked about like in the first or maybe second season. And then not only was she, you know, talking about Quad dating the drug dealer and how she hooked Quad up, you know, with the people in the medical community, you know, basically calling Quad a gold digger, but she was doing it in front of the technicians in the spa. And I mean, these weren't some Asian women that didn't, you know, the Asian women be asking all your business at the spa, but they ain't gonna go back and repeat it to nobody. Like when the next clients come in, they ain't gonna talk about your business. But you had like a black lady and a white lady who were clearly American in there, giving them their massages and their facials. So you know they went back and was telling all the tea that Mariah was in there spilling. So Mariah, you were dead wrong for that. You were being very petty, and you kind of like tilting the scale on whether or not I'm going to like you anymore. So you need to clean that up and do better, girl. So that's it for this episode. So my question for you guys is, what are your thoughts on Dr. Jackie and Curtis' situation? Like, do you think he's being too hard? Are you team, well, I think we're all team Jackie, but do you think that Curtis has a leg to stand on, and maybe he does need to compromise and give Dr. Jackie the baby that she wants, or let her adopt? We know she can't have a baby, but at least consider the adoption. And so let's get the conversation started. Leave your comments below, rate the video, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until next time, check out some of my other recaps for other shows like Real Housewives of Atlanta, This Is Us, which is a great show that comes on NBC. and sweetie pies. And I'll get with you guys next time. Bye-bye.